So we have calculated and we get that the EMF generated with an AC generator is a sine wave. Maximum value of EMF comes at omega t, sine omega t is equal to plus minus 1 and theta equal to 90 degree or 270 degree at these values. Now the direction of the current changes periodically, therefore current is called alternating current, because suppose first half it is up, second half this is down, third half again, third half, third time it is again positive. So direction is changing, that's why it is called alternating current. Now what is frequency? We all know that omega is equal to 2 pi nu. So let us put this value here, omega value. So epsilon is equal to epsilon 0 sine omega is 2 pi nu t, where nu is the frequency of revolution of generator coil. So omega was angular frequency. This nu is the frequency of revolution. Please understand the difference. Nu means how many complete circles this machine is rotating in a second. Generally, this coil rotates about 50 full revolutions. 50 full revolutions in a second. Then what is omega? So omega is equal to 2 pi into 50. That means rotation speed is 100 pi radian per second. So for 50 hertz, that means 50 full rotation, omega is equal to 100 pi radian per second. So this is little bit different. Note that equation 6.22, this and this give the instantaneous value of EMF. Epsilon varies between plus epsilon naught and minus epsilon naught. So EMF can be, maximum EMF can be epsilon naught and minimum can be minus epsilon naught periodically, and value changes in between them. We shall learn how to determine the time average value of alternating voltage and current in next chapter. So in next chapter we will learn about AC in detail, but till now we have understand how this is generated. So here this is first step, stage 1. So here what we can see, this area vector and magnetic field both are in same direction. Now this is rotated about 90 degree. This is rotated 90 degree. Further rotated, now it is 180 degree rotation. Here it is 270 degree rotation. So this 90, 180, 270 and then comes back to same position. So initially EMF was 0. When this is rotated by 90 degree, this EMF becomes maximum. When it comes back to 180 degree, EMF again goes back to 0. Then it starts decreasing. So at 270 degree, that means minus 1. This is minus 1. 360 degree, sine 360 is 0. Sine 180 is also 0. Sine 90 is plus 1. So here you can see again EMF goes to 0. 0 plus 1, that means epsilon naught, again 0, minus epsilon naught, again goes back to 0. So in this way rotating coil generates the EMF, and in between positions have not been shown, but they can be shown with the help of this sine wave. So this sine wave goes on. In such a way we produce alternating current with the help of an AC generator. So here is some brief description. In commercial generator, mechanical energy is required for rotation of armature, and it is provided by water falling from a height. So in examples as we see in dams, so water is fallen from dam and that rotate a generator. These are called hydroelectric generators. Or we can heat water to produce steam, and this steam can be generated with the help of coal or other sources that we use to burn. Steam and high pressure produces the rotation of armature. So with the help of steam we rotate this machine, this armature or coil. With the help of this falling water we rotate this coil, and these, when we use steam, these are called thermal generator. Nowadays we are using nuclear fuel to heat the water instead of this coal. When we use nuclear fuel, these are called nuclear power generators. So modern day generators produce electricity as high as 500 megawatt. 500 megawatt is a very big amount. So one can light up about 5 million 100-watt bulbs. So a large amount of electricity. But in most generators, we don't rotate coil. Coils are held stationary and electromagnet is rotated in most of the generation. And frequency of rotation nu, this is nu, not omega. Frequency is equal to 50 hertz in India and 60 hertz in USA. This is standard frequency, 50 hertz in India, 60 hertz in USA. Again, this is nu, this is not omega. Omega is 2 pi nu. Now let us solve this example 6.11. Kamla pedals a stationary bicycle. That means bicycle is there stationary. The pedals of the bicycles are attached to a 100-turn coil of an area 0.10 meter square. So area is given, number of turns n is given. The coil rotates at half the revolution per second. So what is the revolution? Half a revolution per second. So nu is 1 by 2. And it is placed in a uniform magnetic field of 0.01 Tesla. So magnetic field is 0.01 Tesla, that means 100 Gauss. If you remember Tesla in Gauss conversion, it is 100 Gauss. So 100 Gauss is typical magnetic field associated with the bar magnet. So this coil is rotating perpendicular to the axis of rotation of coil. What is the maximum voltage generated in the coil? So that we have to calculate. So here you see nu is half hertz. Number of turns n is equal to 100. Area is equal to 0.1 meter square and magnetic field is 0.01 Tesla. Now let us solve this. So we get epsilon is equal to NBA into omega or 2 pi nu. So why we have removed this sin omega? Because they are asking for maximum voltage. For maximum, we get sin theta is equal to plus 1. So we have put that sin theta is equal to 1 for maximum voltage. So maximum voltage can be generated is epsilon naught when sin theta is equal to sin 90 degree or equal to 1. N is equal to 100, B is equal to 0.01 Tesla, area is 0.1 and 2 pi nu is equal to 3.14 into 0.5. When you calculate this, so you get 0.314 volt. 0.314 volt. Definitely it is a very small amount. So how did we calculate this easily? 100 into 0.1, this becomes 1. Okay. 2 into half, again 1. So what we have? 3.14 into 0.1. So we simply get 0.314 volt. So maximum voltage generated is 0.31 volt. So this is less than a normal pencil cell. Pencil cells also generate around 1.5 volt. So that's why we must explore alternate possibilities of power generation, because this voltage is very small. Next is this. I found this interesting. So that's why we are discussing this thing. This is very interesting. The migratory pattern of birds is most mysterious in field of biology and indeed all of science. For example, every winter birds from Siberia fly unerringly to water spots in Indian subcontinent. So we all know that birds come from Siberia to India, especially in winter, because winter there is very cold and they do it without any error. There has been a suggestion that electromagnetic induction may provide a clue to these migratory birds for this pattern. So people think that there is something electromagnetic associated with this. The Earth's magnetic field existed throughout the evolutionary history. So we know Earth's magnetic field was there always. It would be great benefit to migratory bird to use this field to determine the direction. So we are thinking that they have something as compass, so they determine their direction without any error. As far as we know, bird contain no ferromagnetic material. So in the brains or bodies of birds, there is no ferromagnetic material. So electromagnetic induction seem to be only reasonable mechanism to determine the direction, because if they had ferromagnetic material, that will be magnetized and they can determine the direction. Consider the case where magnetic field B, the velocity of bird v, and two relevant points of its anatomy separated by a distance L. All three are mutually perpendicular. So for a maximum case, all these three should be mutually perpendicular. Now let us put this formula. E is equal to BLV, B into L into V. So taking B is equal to 4 into 10 to power minus 5 Tesla, that means Earth's magnetic field average value of that. L is equal to 2 centimeter wide, that means 2 points on bird's head around 2 centimeter, and velocity of flying is 10 meter per second, around 10 meter per second, that means bird fly around 35 kilometer or 36 kilometer per hour. Let us put all this value. 4 into 10 to power minus 5, 2 centimeter means 2 into 10 to power minus 2 meter. This V is equal to 10 meter per second. So this is 10 meter per second. So this is not volt, this is some error. So when we calculate this, so what we get? We get 4 into 2 into 10 into 10 to power minus 7. So this 4, 8, 10 to power minus 7 into 10, that means 10 to power minus 6. So 8 into 10 to power minus 6, that means 8 microvolt. So there is very small electromagnetic induction induced, that is around 8 microvolt. This is an extremely small potential difference, suggests that our hypothesis is doubtful, because this voltage is very less. Certain kinds of fish are able to detect small potential differences. However, in these fish, special cells have been identified which detect small voltage differences. In birds, no such cells have been identified. Thus, the migration patterns of birds still is a mystery. So again, what we have calculated, electromagnetic induction voltage is very small. So with the help of this, or with this topic, this chapter ends. Next we will start chapter 7.